everybody! Welcome back to another edition to WheelThrillGaming. Today, RPG Fairy here in the flesh. Today, um, since we have the blog, Vlogmas going on, I decided to do a special episode today. I wanted to talk about some things that have been going on, um, things that have been happening to me, and I wanted to share some experiences I had dealing with some subscriptions. So, as you may have seen in my video on um, Black Friday, you may have noticed I said that, my budget is really low, and that is true. I work a 9 to 5 job, um, and live paycheck to paycheck like almost everybody in the world right now. I work in the travel industry, and as you probably are aware, 2020 has not been kind to us. So that's made things a little harder than normal. Um, so I'm always out there looking for a good deal, looking for ways I can save money but still bring you good games. I find Epic is very helpful because they release every week, they release at least one free game. They do offer some other free games out there. They're player versus player. I'm not usually into those. So, what I want to do today is just talk to you about something that happened a year ago. And I'll bring up while I'm bringing this up to you today. So, about a year ago, I noticed that Xbox and PlayStation were offering a subscription program for PC gamers, which is great, wonderful. Allowed me to access some games that I would normally not have, um, but it allowed me to access games that I don't have, but without having to spend a fortune to see if I can even play it. Good example is For Honor. The series looks phenomenal, but the cost on to buy those games are not cheap, especially if you're getting them when they're first coming out. And if you're limited mobility like myself, so you've got one hand that works, one hand that doesn't. Always trying to save money where I can. And, well, um, I bought For Honor, and yeah, it was a waste of money. I got about less than 5 minutes in the game and couldn't play it. I bought the original one, um, and I only paid like $4 for it at the time, because it was an old game at that time. Um, but yeah, it was just money flushed down the toilet. I lost that money. So that's where a lot of problems come when you're dealing with a gamer who has this limited mobility, and that's the whole reason why I made WheelThrillGaming, to show you guys who may not be disabled, that is curious, if you're a game designer, allow you to know about these problems that exist, and to show that there are some games out there for us to play that have limited mobility, so we're not wasting the money. I would hate somebody else to waste money like I did to buy a game that isn't able to be used. Um, so I digress. So last year I found out that the PlayStation had a subscription program, and Xbox did. I looked at the two, and at the time, I believe the PlayStation PC subscription was somewhere around, I think it was somewhere around $15 to $20 a month. And Xbox was at their beta version of their Xbox PC subscription program. I believe it's been changed into Xbox Gold since then. Um, and looking at the two games, even though PlayStation had a lot more games I wanted to play, the price was big damper on me. So, um, the wonderful thing Xbox did over the PlayStation is that it had a um, it was allowing you to try it for 4 months. Sorry, 3 months for $1. And then after that, it was only $14.99 per every 3 months, which fantastic deal. Um, at that time, they had a lot of um, games out there that were new. I got to play Outer Worlds when it was first came out with that subscription. Um, Gears of War 5 had just released. So that was, I'd never played any of the Gears of War games, was all excited. I was like, oh, this is wonderful. And um, it was a great way for me to try out games. So between the two prices, Xbox was the way to go, even though I did have a lot more that I wanted to play. So I decided to go with the Xbox. Now, for the last year that I've had Xbox, been a great um, plan. I really had fun. Um, but in the last couple months, it kind of went downhill. I had been reading articles that um, they were supposed to get Origins connected to it, which would be great, even though I'm not a huge Origin Plus fan, because simply most of their games, not all of them, as you know, I'm a huge BioWare fan, and BioWare is one of the Origins games. Um, a lot of their other games are not accessible. Um, I would say I would say beyond BioWare and games and sim games, the rest of them are just not accessible. Um, the Apex, I tried to play Apex. I couldn't even get out of the gate on Apex with my accessibility limitations. So that was not a great plan for me. Um, so um, I have been rethinking Xbox, unfortunately. Um, on top of the fact that they really have not been releasing any new exciting games, they've only been releasing like remakes and Steam level quality games. Not that I'm down playing indie games, I love indie games. I just don't feel that I should be paying a premium subscription cost for a small indie games. Um, I think for indie games like that, um, $5.99 maybe. Um, I mean, half of those games you can buy straight out for $20 or less, and to be playing at that time was $14.99. But as of the first of this month, December 1st, they raised the cost to $30 every 4 months. $10 a month is really expensive for me. That is just outrageous. Um, so I am in looking at different subscriptions. Um, I am trying to see what other programs are out there. Um, if you have a subscription to, say, PlayStation or something like that, let me know. I would love to hear your feedback about that. Um, I do have another video I'm going to be doing in this series um, about something else that happened on the first regarding subscriptions. But as you know, times are tough, and if you are wanting to help support WheelThrillGaming and you would like to see newer games, more exciting games, I would love to do some newer games for you guys. But budget wise, it's just not really feasible at this time. Um, Below, I do have a merch shop with Redbubble. You can get some great merchandise with my logos on it. Some of my original artwork is there as well. Um, you could also buy me a coffee. There's a link down below for that as well. And be above that, I'll also be putting a link to my um, Swagbucks link. I use Swagbucks. I've been using Swagbucks for about 7 or 8 years now. I get at least $25 from there. It's a way you can get some free money and you can help support me as well. And above and beyond that, I also do graphic arts. Um, I do logos, thumbnails, um, and I will do them pretty low price. So just DM me if you are interested in that. I will be happy to assist. Um, but for now, I hope you have a great day. Have fun, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.